Tonight, new reporting from the New York Times about the extent of Eric Trump and Donald Trump Jr.'s recent business deals, many that directly benefit the president himself. Quote, President Trump's two older sons have pursued a blitz of family money-making ventures, capitalizing on their father's name and power, each seemingly trying to outdo the other. The Times lists some of the deals that include the following: a luxury hotel in Dubai, a second high-end residential tower in Saudi Arabia, two cryptocurrency ventures based in the United States, a new golf course and villa complex in Qatar, and a new private social club in Washington, D.C. Here now to discuss, Natasha Stern, former Treasury official and Yale Law professor, and Bharat Ramamurthy, former National Economic Council Deputy Director. Natasha, the White House says there is no conflict of interest, but the Times notes that his financial disclosure report shows that he still benefits financially. Why is it that there's no conflict of interest?
So ultimately, and I think you heard Susan talk about this on the last panel, there's obviously an incredibly important role for Congress to play here with respect to oversight, because questions about conflicts of interest are ones where there needs to be the capacity to evaluate the nature of the conflict. And also, it's not just a matter of like particular financial dealings in particular areas. These are really core issues to our democracy that need to be navigated.
Okay, but that's sort of like, I get it, but let's go like brass tacks here. Why the hell is Donald Trump allowed to do this?
So I think that the thing that I get why these are like incredibly interesting and incredibly compelling stories. And ultimately, like the president's sons, these are like the nature of the journalistic discussion about them is like an important one. And it's one that it's important for journalists to dig into. And it's one that's important for Congress to dig into. As an economist, I have to say, as I'm watching all of this unfold, I think there is a lot to be said about thinking about these two particular children, but there's also a lot to be said about the ways in which this administration's policies are impacting all of our children. And I think there's a really important story to be told, not just about particular conflicts of interest, which are obviously super important, Stephanie, but also about the ways in which these policies that are being pursued are having really important and negative impacts on our economy.
Yeah, Bharat, these deals involve foreign government leaders, and Donald Trump Jr. has met with other countries' leaders. Like, aren't we burying the headlines? Like, we could be engaging in deals with foreign countries that do not benefit the United States of America, but they certainly hook up Team Trump.
Yeah, to me, that's the bottom line here, which is that in each of these cases that you've highlighted, what seems to be happening is that the Trump family is using the economic and even military prowess of the United States to help secure gains for themselves rather than gains for the American people. And all of these different dealings with the governments of Qatar and the UAE and so on and so forth, you could think about it as those are all opportunities where the administration could be doing something to secure something good for the American people. Instead, what they're trying to do is secure something good for themselves. And I think that there's harm to the American people from that in the short term. But I also think that there's a longer term harm here, which is that, as you well know, there are a lot of countries in the world where the standard operating procedure is, if I want to do business there, I got to figure out who to bribe and how much. And that kind of corruption really eats away at the rule of law, democracy, and it scares away investment over the long term. My fear for the United States is that even beyond the corruption and the harm that it's causing right now, it's going to deter people from wanting to invest in the United States. And ultimately, that's a key driver for growth, for jobs, for higher wages, and so on.
If people do not trust our rule of law, they are not going to invest in our companies, and they're certainly not going to buy the U.S. dollar. But, Bharat, I want to talk crypto for a moment, because this goes back to unregulated crypto could have devastating impacts for the American people. And of course, it was mentioned in the last segment, the president hosting a crypto-focused fundraiser, $1.5 million ahead. Then later in May, he's going to a dinner at Trump National in D.C., where entry is based on top holders of his meme coin. That includes a VIP White House tour. Like, for real. During the Biden administration, and I'm not putting it on you because Congress has to set these rules, one of the arguments was we're going to close loopholes so a president cannot behave this way again. Why is any of this allowed?
I think that it's highly questionable. And I think the real concern is that because Trump controls the various arms of the government, you're seeing how they can interlock with each other. So in other words, you had a crypto millionaire who was under indictment and was found guilty. And he put $75 million into various Trump meme coin related issues. And he got a pardon from the president of the United States. Now he's investing in this new meme coin and putting money directly into the president's pocket. You have senior folks at the White House. You have the head of the SEC who have taken a very hands-off approach to enforcing rules around cryptocurrency. And ultimately, the people who are going to get hurt by this are not the millionaires and billionaires who can throw $20 million into this as a way of putting money into Trump's pocket. It's regular retail folks who want to buy a little bit of this because they've heard that it's an interesting new investment, and they're going to be left holding the bag when all of this ends up crumbling down because there isn't anything of value behind it.